Welcome to the 2020 Australian Growth Company Awards. Although we aren't able to celebrate the awards together in person, we are delighted to share the ceremony with you virtually. The ceremony will begin with a keynote speech from Australian Growth Company Awards Chairman, Nick Humphrey.
Welcome to the Australian Growth Company Awards for 2020. Who would have thought when I gave my speech this time last year that we would spend most of this year working from home, not wearing suit pants in video conferences, and starting every meeting saying, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, you're on mute, Bob. Bob, you're on mute." It's been a pretty tough year. We started with record droughts, horrific bushfires, and then COVID hit. The pandemic has created not only serious health issues, financial uncertainty and market volatility, but for leaders it's created a mix of complexity managing through that chaotic cycle and supporting your people mentally. So building grit and perseverance are pivotal for us to master, not just individually, but also organisationally. So what is it? Grit is perseverance and mental toughness for long-term objectives. Resilience is the ability to recover and bounce back or even bounce forward and thrive in the face of adversity. One of my favourite quotes on grit is by Teddy Roosevelt. "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes again and again." It requires a sense of optimism, which empowers you to appraise situations and then regulate your emotion. It also requires a core belief that those negative experiences are necessary so you can learn and grow. So why is grit and resilience important? The first benefit of grit is that it is a better predictor of success than other factors like strength or intelligence. Take a look at the work done by Angela Duckworth, who studied cadets at West Point doing beast barracks. Another benefit is it helps to manage stress and burnout. Workplace stress is a widespread problem and linked with high rates of burnout, depression and anxiety, and in turn those reduce productivity, crush innovation and drive absenteeism. I spoke with Chris Feidler, Olympic gold medalist, who said, "I think grit and resilience is the key difference between very good and great. In all sports there are examples and lots of talented athletes who become very good at what they do, but when things don't go to plan, or the pain is really starting to kick in, it's the ability to stay focused and dig deep when others might give up that allows the very good athletes to become great. But beware of the dark side. Excessively gritty leaders may become hardened, hiding behind a mask of toughness, sacrificing softer characteristics like generosity and respect. They may even develop coping mechanisms against the stress of work by pumping themselves like King Kong, overinflating their egos, which makes them less likely to learn from mistakes. So how can we build grit? At an individual level, we can build grit in a few ways. Gritty people strive for excellence, not perfection. This is a subtle but important difference. Perfectionists tend to be fussy, inflexible pedants. Excellence, by contrast, is far more flexible and functional. It embraces this issue of extent. When is enough enough? The US Army Handbook also has a section on resilience, which explains it's a little bit like a muscle and we can strengthen it by continually pushing ourselves out of our comfort zones a little bit every day. Another tool is mindfulness, which is obviously when you're aware and attentive and focused in the present moment, rather than just being on autopilot. And there are several studies which find that low mindfulness is a strong predictor of burnout in care workers, over and above other things like workload or co-worker support. Coping strategies are important as well. To be gritty, you need to be able to focus on solving the problem and not be emotional. Viktor Frankl said, "Between stimulus and response there is space. In that space is our power to choose our response, and in our response lies our growth and our freedom." So there's a shitty event. You can either be active and focus on how you solve it, or you can be emotional and reactive. Avoid the issue, or worse still, vent, rant and withdraw. So the final strategy is understand your own journey, what got you to here, map out your lifeline, the ups and downs, and then you can see the challenges and setbacks for what they were. important learning experiences and proof that you can actually bounce forward. At 17, I was lucky enough to do the Sydney to Hobart yacht race. It was one of the biggest storms in history and over 36 boats retired. Howling winds, boiling seas, the waves were smashing over the boat. I finished my watch at 3 AM and I was terrified, exhausted, wet, seasick and felt helpless. But when I woke up the next morning in the storm, I put my safety gear on and I leant into the storm. I was busy and purposeful, and it was an important lesson for me, kind of personally. So at a collective level, we can build a gritty organisation. And no, the answer is don't put sand in the foyer. When I'm talking about resilience, I'm not talking about balance sheets or earnings. I'm focused on culture. So the resilience of your firm is the sum total of all your resilience, not just yours as leader. So one tip for a leader to build resilience is to ensure you don't play the blame game. For a discussion to be a learning experience, the team needs to really feel you're not pointing fingers or looking for a scapegoat. So our style of public beheadings will not engender the risk-taking that's required for innovation or progress. Secondly, it's kind of hard to feel like a victim when you're laughing. Humour is a great tool for leaders to take some of the pressure out of situations. When Shackleton assembled his crew for the Antarctic voyage, he deliberately sought out people with a good sense of humour who could sing, tell stories and jokes. So another strategy for ensuring your organisation is resilient is a pre-mortem or a fire drill. So a post-mortem is when after a disaster, you look at all the facts and try and figure out what went wrong. The pre-mortem is when you look ahead and try and consider what all the things that could go wrong, and you can build out some strategies to mitigate and prevent those things from happening. A key benefit is that when you're doing that, you're not under time pressure, you're not stressed, and therefore your brain's not clouded with cortisol, which makes you emotional. As leaders, we also need to make sure we hire and retain talent where grit and resilience are strong character traits. So those are the people who are mindful, who can de-centre, who can put problems into perspective. They are those sorts of people who are using problem-focused coping mechanisms rather than being emotional. Chris Sacca, one of the most successful angel investors of all time, who invested in unicorns like Uber, Twitter, Instagram, says you can start by simply favouring candidates who've rolled up their sleeves and pushed through, whether it's competitive sports, cadets, travelled or worked overseas. Speaking of unicorns, many founders talk about being the next unicorn. But how about being a camel? Camels survive and thrive in harsh environments. They can last for days without water and they're hardy and determined. Let's be camels. Finally, I wanted to talk a bit about purpose. I believe having a strong sense of purpose, both as a leader and as an organisation, can be the anchor against the storm. So why are you leading? Use the Toyota manufacturing technique. Ask yourself 5 times why you're leading and make sure you don't use the same answer twice. You can dig deep here. Then why is your business in business? What's the impact on its people, its teams, its industry, the community? For example, at Hamilton Lock, when COVID hit, we had a clear sense of our purpose, which is having a nurturing, collaborative culture and to create a great people experience. So all our decisions, all our time and all our energy were anchored around that core purpose. So in summary, leaders can build grit both individually and collectively by hiring and retaining gritty teams, using humour to help buoy against setbacks, and ensuring that your people respond logically rather than emotionally. And last but not least, having a really clear sense of purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. We will now present the finalists and winners for the categories including Women in Leadership, Transaction of the Year, Company to Watch, and Sustainability and Clean Tech.
COVID-19 has seen us all take a very different approach as to how we connect with each other. So it's wonderful to see the ceremony going ahead virtually this evening despite the current challenges. Computershare recognises the strengths and the opportunities in the mid-market segment, and so tonight we are here to celebrate the success, growth, innovation and integrity within this segment. I've been impressed with the resilience local entities have shown during these challenging times and equally proud of my Computershare team. Despite the disruption to our normal office operations, we've continued to deliver high levels of service to all of our customers, with most of our staff working from home, just like you. So on behalf of Computershare, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all winners this evening, and I look forward to celebrating with you in person as soon as the restrictions permit so. In the meantime, have a fabulous evening and congratulations to all.
The Women in Leadership Award recognises women whose strategic initiatives have driven company growth and demonstrated resilience in the face of COVID-19. It also recognises commitment to sustainable growth, including profitability, social responsible procurement, working capital management, and human capital management. The 2020 Women in Leadership finalists are Carolyn Breeze of Go Cardless, Rachel DeBeck of Mabel Technologies, Gronya O'Loughlin of Carroton, Marcela Romero of Ariba Group. And the 2020 Women in Leadership Award goes to Marcela Romero of Ariba Group. Congratulations.
Marcela Romero is the founder and CEO of Ariba Group. The Ariba Group is a family of companies including Rehab Management, Aim Big and Live Big. The group delivers rehabilitation services to help people recover from and return to work after an accident or illness, provides specialised allied health and assessment services to support people with a disability, and also works with people with disability and mental health issues to open up work opportunities.
Grant Thornton is a full-service accounting firm with our offices across Australia and also our global capabilities. At our core, we exist to assist clients to navigate complexity in their growth journey. We're more than consultants and accountants. We are advisors and partners invested in the success of our clients. We go beyond. Grant Thornton is proud to be involved in this year's Australian Growth Company Awards. I personally have been impressed by the great growth stories that have come out of these tough trading conditions. In such times, the best strategy is most commonly to focus on a clear end goal and seize new opportunities that present themselves, and that is exactly what the participants in these awards have proven. Transaction of the Year Award recognises transactions in the areas of IPOs, private equity deals, and turnaround deals. In particular, this award recognises resilience in the face of COVID-19, as well as innovative structures and contributions to overall company growth and shareholder returns, along with the level of market interest the transaction generated. The 2020 Transaction of the Year finalists are Calibre Group, OpenPay Group, Refractechnic's acquisition of QMag from Sibelco, and Lightspeed's acquisition of Counter. The 2020 Transaction of the Year Award goes to OpenPay Group. Congratulations.
OpenPay partners with merchants to provide Buy Now Pay Later repayment plans to customers in-store, in-app and online. OpenPay's Buy Now Pay Later offering allows customers to purchase what they want and need while spreading repayments over time and attracting no interest costs.
At Source, we make essential professional support accessible to businesses for their day-to-day needs. We effectively replicate a well-run legal, HR, or finance department of a large company and make it available to many smaller and medium-sized businesses. We provide in-house style legal, HR, and CFO services on a monthly retainer basis. We tailor retainers for each client, considering their size and anticipated needs, and agree a monthly price upfront. The price is based on the value of our services to the client, not on our time. Our clients have complete budget certainty for their professional support. Under our retainers, we then provide on-tap support for all day-to-day needs as if we were our clients' in-house legal, HR, or CFO team. For legal, this includes contract reviews and preparation, advice on employment law, and claims and disputes. For HR, we cover policies and procedures, performance management, employee engagement and training. Our CFOs handle management reporting, budgeting, and any other financial and accounting advice. Consistently with being an in-house support team for our clients, our services are always hyper-responsive, pragmatic, and decisive. Most importantly, we make law, HR, and finances simple for busy business operators and enable them to make good decisions in these critical areas. This year, the Company to Watch Award recognizes companies who have achieved excellent growth in the face of COVID-19, demonstrating exemplary leadership, resilience, employee engagement, and innovation, such as creating new products or services and deploying technologies. The 2020 Company to Watch finalists are Adaptavate, Aim Big, Cattle Dog Digital, and VAMP. The 2020 Company to Watch Award goes to Aim Big. Congratulations.
Aim Big Employment is a national award-winning disability employment services provider helping participants to find and keep meaningful jobs, train for work, or become ready to work.
Ocean Impact Organisation is Australia's first positive ocean impact ecosystem and startup accelerator. And our mission is to create an abundant and sustainable ocean through inspiration, innovation, leadership, and good business. We pursue our mission by firstly building a movement of passionate ocean advocates and innovators, and secondly, with the support of our ecosystem partners, we deliver tailored startup and innovation programs that help people to start, grow, and invest in businesses that have a positive impact on the ocean. Our 5-year goals are to establish Australia as a world leader in ocean solutions, to accelerate 100 ocean impact startups, and to drive $100 million of investment into businesses that positively impact the ocean. If you'd like to know more or support us in our journey to create an abundant and sustainable ocean, please visit www.ocean-impact.org. The Sustainability and Clean Tech Award recognises Australian businesses that operate within the sustainability or clean tech sector that have shown resilience in the face of COVID-19, including exemplary leadership, employee engagement, innovation and technology. The 2020 Sustainability and Clean Tech finalists are Biopack, Calix, Green Collar and Solar Analytics. The 2020 Sustainability and Clean Tech Award goes to Solar Analytics. Congratulations.
Solar Analytics provides software and hardware for rooftop solar that increases the financial and environmental performance of the rooftop solar system and has quickly grown into Australia's largest independent solar monitoring company.
Congratulations to all of these winners and finalists in these categories. Next we have Ian Elliott, Chairman of 2020 Leadership Exchange, providing an address on the maintenance and growth of trust between stakeholders.
Like me, you're all probably as tired of talking about the pandemic as you are of listening to colleagues and experts about the changes this experience will bring to the future of work. People have discovered video conferencing and see it as a big part of their future strategy. They're like caveman Gronk having just discovered fire, even though it's been available to us since the late 60s. But video conferencing isn't a strategy, it's simply a tool or system that facilitates the organisational structure that's in place to deliver your strategy. Every business is trying to understand the puzzle in front of us. The traditional two-dimensional puzzle is framed by the competitor market and economic theory. That's now gone to a three-dimensional as we overlay the health crisis. That's what's moved it from a crossword puzzle to a Rubik's Cube. And now you overlay that with the uncertainty around the end date and most businesses don't know where to focus or what to prioritise. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and tell you that there's actually only one thing you all need to focus on to deliver future success, just one. In business, at this moment in time, there is only one area where you need to apply extreme focus, and that is in the maintenance and growth of trust between you and your key stakeholders. What actions are you taking to demonstrate to staff, customers, suppliers, contractors, funders and partners that throughout this entire period, your focus has been on answering the question, what can I do that is in their best interests? Because that's how you build and maintain trust, by demonstrating through actions your ability to set aside self-interest and apply empathy and actions to help them. I'm sure that we all have a notebook full of platitudes that we spruik about customer focus and partnership, etc., etc. But usually these are just hollow statements of our intentions. They make us feel good because we judge ourselves by our intentions, but others judge us by our actions. What are you actually doing? This requires a torrent of constant communication with all of these stakeholders to provide them with proof that you constantly have their best interests in mind. Now notice I didn't say that you send the odd email occasionally. I intentionally used the term a torrent of communications, all conveying your support of them through your actions. Now, when coronavirus first raised its hydraulic head, it struck fear and uncertainty. So most leaders' actions were driven by survival instinct. Cut costs, conserve cash, right-size the headcount by firing the AGCAs and keeping the LZs because there's no time for delicate surgery. Grab the axe and amputate. Stop paying suppliers, it's every man for himself. These knee-jerk reactions were the first steps to betraying trust, from which many will never recover. And those businesses decided that to hibernate until this all blows over may never wake up. They mistakenly thought, I'll just switch the lights off until it's all over. Then I'll switch them back on again and resume business as usual. They will find that while they were sleeping, their world changed. Their staff got demotivated, lost connections with customers and colleagues, were traumatised by the uncertainty of their and their families' futures. Customers found alternative suppliers who were more proactive, hungrier, more innovative and cheaper. Funders feared for their capital. And suppliers found alternative customers who valued their contributions. Turning the lights back on doesn't mean the band is back together ready to play great music. They're just strangers in the same room, with no commitment to the conductor because the band leader's actions were about self-preservation. I encourage you to look all of those constituent shareholders and take steps to ensure that as we come out the other side, they will have had constant reinforcement through your actions about how much you value them as individuals, as human beings, not just as revenue generating units. Build a program of activities for each of these stakeholders and determine the most effective communications mediums and timeliness of delivery of news about those actions that you are taking to improve their lives. It is impossible to over-communicate at this time. This will put you in the pole position to come out of the blocks and steal a march on your competitors while they were sleeping. You know, trust is the single most important determinant of whether you die, survive, or thrive in these weird times. Some of you may have seen my TED talk, The Death of Trust, in which I posit that trust has never before in our history been betrayed on so many fronts. It's what the world craves right now and will be the key to your family, financial and commercial future. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Ian. We will now present the finalists and winners for the categories including Growth Company of the Year for Consumer Goods, Financial Services, Business Services, Technology and Health and Life Sciences, and finally, the overall Growth Company of the Year.
As one of Australia's top 50 and fastest growing law firms, Hamilton Law transforms the traditional approach to corporate legal services, removing bureaucracy and administration, focusing on solving complex client problems. Our specialist areas of expertise include corporate M&A and private equity, capital markets, banking and finance, funds and financial services, property, construction and infrastructure, litigation dispute resolution, restructuring and insolvency, and intellectual property and technology. We've experience in a broad spectrum of industry sectors, including software, retail, financial services, technology, real estate, food and agribusiness, healthcare, sustainability, and childcare. Hamilton Locke is part of Halo Group Holdings, which is also the holding company of company secretarial and governance firm Emerson Kosek, as well as Source, a corporate services firm offering outsourced legal, HR, and CFO services. Halo Group delivers essential corporate services across legal, governance, risk and compliance, helping businesses to grow and thrive. The Consumer Goods Growth Company of the Year Award recognizes consumer-focused companies that demonstrate high rates of growth, as well as innovation, integrity, contribution to community, and sustainable growth. In 2020, the award takes into consideration the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2020 Consumer Goods Growth Company of the Year finalists are Australian Bay Lobster Producers, Biopack, and George and Matilda Eye Care. The 2020 Consumer Goods Growth Company of the Year award goes to Biopack. Congratulations.
Biopack is a market leader in plant-based, Australian certified, compostable, disposable packaging for the food service industry. Biopack's mission is to produce packaging that puts the planet first, with the ultimate goal of a waste-free world.
Intralinks is a leading fintech SaaS provider, helping support our customers in their M&A, alternative investment, and debt private placement transactions, just to name a few. We pioneered the virtual data room over 20 years ago and have since earned the trust and business of 99% of the Fortune 1000. Innovation is at the core of our business, which is why we're so excited to be sponsoring the Hamilton Locke Australian Growth Company Awards again this year. While 2020 has had many challenges, it's also provided a catalyst for innovation. This year we've had to adapt our business just like any other and have released 2 brand new products helping our clients streamline the deal marketing process and move their deal roadshows online. Secondly, developing an AI-driven buy-side due diligence tool to help streamline buy-side due diligence and enable teams to collaborate remotely better. From all of us at Intralinks, we wanted to congratulate all of the nominees and award winners and wish you all the best for a successful remainder of the year.
The Financial Services Growth Company of the Year Award recognises financial services companies that demonstrate high rates of growth, as well as innovation, integrity, contribution to community, and sustainable growth. In 2020, the award takes into consideration the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2020 Financial Services Growth Company of the Year finalists are BizCover, MST Financial Services, OpenPay Group, and Plenty Group. The 2020 Financial Services Growth Company of the Year award goes to Plenty Group. Congratulations.
Plenty Group, previously RateSetter Australia, is a fast-growing, technology-led consumer lending and investment business. Plenty provides borrowers with efficient, simple and competitive loans delivered via a simple digital experience. Additionally, Plenty provides over 20,000 investors with attractive, stable returns via investing in the established asset class of consumer loans.
The Australasian M&A team at Willis Towers Watson is the market-leading advisor for M&A transaction risk insurance and alternative risk transfer solutions. Having structured and advised on more than 600 M&A transactions, our M&A team is a trusted advisor to high-profile and blue-chip client base. Our M&A team have earned the trust of these clients over many years and many transactions. The team, having successfully advised on and facilitated the completion of more transactions in Asia Pacific, measured both in deal size and volume, than all other advisors combined, are well known for their ability to execute transactions smoothly, ensuring that our clients obtain the best possible terms and W&I coverage for their transactions. More broadly, Willis Towers Watson is a leading global advisory, broking and solutions company that helps clients around the world turn risk into a path for growth. With roots dating back to 1828, Willis Towers Watson has 45,000 employees serving more than 140 countries and markets. Thank you. The Business Services Growth Company of the Year Award recognizes business services companies that demonstrate high rates of growth, as well as innovation, integrity, contribution to community, and sustainable growth. In 2020, the award takes into consideration the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2020 Business Services Growth Company of the Year finalists are Adaptivate, Icon Metal, and Satellite Office. The 2020 Business Services Growth Company of the Year Award goes to Adaptivate. Congratulations.
Adaptivate transforms organizations to meet changing market conditions and increasingly sophisticated customer demands. Their services deliver improved business agility for clients so they can succeed and grow through any market disruption, including COVID.
As a bank, advisor, and fund manager, Investec has been giving clients access to capital and opportunities for close to 50 years. Investec brings a tailored, responsive, and international approach to mid-market companies in Australia, allowing them to take advantage of opportunities for growth, both organic and through acquisitions. We share the passion and ambition that drives the owners, founders, and investors who are showcased in the Australian Growth Company Awards. This year has shown how agile management teams truly are, and I congratulate all of the finalists for their ability to navigate and even thrive over the last 6 months.
The Technology Growth Company of the Year Award recognises technology companies that demonstrate high rates of growth, as well as innovation, integrity, contribution to community, and sustainable growth. In 2020, the award takes into consideration the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2020 Technology Growth Company of the Year finalists are Appen, Mabel Technologies, Open Office, and OpenPay Group. The 2020 Technology Growth Company of the Year Award goes to Mabel Technologies. Congratulations.
As a profit-for-purpose business, Mabel Technologies is Australia's leading online marketplace in the $33 billion aged care and disability support sector. Mabel directly connects independent care and support workers and other health professionals with consumers who need care and support to live independently.
COVID-19 has brought about an undeniable shift in the landscape, and to succeed in an environment that is characterised by increasing volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity, we need to be able to learn and adapt new methods. The ability to embrace change and to engineer it requires a new leadership style that is driven by constantly challenging the paradigms and finding new ways. Now more than ever, we must take a bold approach to creativity, innovation, and operational dexterity to elevate our organisations to greatness, as the consequences of getting it wrong could be catastrophic. For almost a decade, 2020 Exchange has brought together successful senior executives from a broad array of non-competing industries into exclusive, confidential, tactical and strategic forums, guided by an experienced, world-class leader with a passion for mentoring business leaders. Your forum is an opportunity to solve your most pressing issues with colleagues who speak your language, business leaders who understand the challenges you face that can help you strategize, innovate, and move you and your business forward. At 2020 Exchange, our vision is your vision, to inspire extraordinary leaders, whilst at the same time daring to be different and finding new ways. The Health and Life Sciences Growth Company of the Year Award recognises health and life science companies that demonstrate high rates of growth, as well as innovation, integrity, contribution to the community, and sustainable growth. In 2020, the award takes into consideration the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2020 Health and Life Sciences Growth Company of the Year finalists are Leaf Independent Living Solutions, Mabel Technologies, QScan Group, and TLC Disability Services. The 2020 Health and Life Sciences Growth Company of the Year Award goes to Leaf Independent Living Solutions. Congratulations.
Leaf Independent Living Solutions is a progressive company that has fast become the largest supplier of assistive technology products in Australia, covering aged care, home care, dementia, disability and rehabilitation in the home. Leaf has 16 independent living centres nationally.
The Overall Growth Company of the Year Award recognises companies that demonstrate high rates of growth, as well as innovation, integrity, contribution to community and sustainable growth. In 2020, the award takes into consideration the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2020 Growth Company of the Year Award finalists are Adaptivate, BizCover, Leaf Independent Living Solutions, Mabel Technologies, Plenty Group, QScan Group, and TLC Disability Services. The 2020 Growth Company of the Year Award goes to Mabel Technologies. Congratulations.
As a profit-for-purpose business, Mabel Technologies is Australia's leading online marketplace in the $33 billion aged care and disability support sector. Mabel directly connects independent care and support workers and other health professionals with consumers who need care and support to live independently.
Congratulations to all the winners and finalists in the 2020 Australian Growth Company Awards. We encourage you to keep in touch, in particular via our LinkedIn profile, where we'll be sharing ongoing relevant content and providing access to the Growth Company Awards network. We look forward to next year's programme and hopefully coming together for an evening to celebrate. Take care and stay safe.